Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Boy, it's been a minute since we've reviewed a G.I. Joe Classified series character on the channel, and today we still kinda aren't. Today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series Legacy Collection, which replaces the 60th Anniversary Collection with the Search and Rescue Firefighter. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Articulated Empire is your newest online retailer for shopping for your favorite figures and toy lines like Mythic Legions, Savage Crucible, and Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, to name a few. They ship your orders quickly and securely. Visit articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, here we have the package. Now, this guy I do believe was supposed to ship around the same time as the police officer. And there's been some chatter online that Hasbro has pulled the release, or at least delayed the release of the police officer, the SWAT team police officer, because of all of the news surrounding police officers and agents and ICE and all of that. And it seems like a very valid point. It also seems like a very sensitive topic for a major corporation like Hasbro to want to avoid. So there may be some validity to it. So while it's a shame we're not getting our police officer at the same time that we're getting our firefighter, it's okay. They've made the figure. I know they're going to release it. Eventually. There's no way they're just going to destroy all those figures. So we'll get our hands on it eventually. But here is the firefighter. Like I said, we're going into the Legacy Collection. I believe this is going to be replacing the 60th Anniversary Collection moving forward, because it's no longer the 60th anniversary. You remember we got I think it was 4 figures last year. It was like the sniper and the paratrooper, the soldier and all that, harkening back to G.I. Joe's original roots, where they were like these 12-inch figures and you could just replace them with different gear and make different people. But this guy looks absolutely killer, and I think that this is going to make a great background figure for you Dio guys, for you photography ladies out there. Everybody who loves to have little background characters where the EMTs, the first responders, are in the background, and then in the foreground we see Spider-Man or Superman or whatever. Man, he comes with a lot of gear. Some of it we've seen. I think we've seen part of this right here before, and maybe some of the axes. I don't know for sure. But just turning it here on the side, we have some nice artwork in that yellow, orange, and red motif, denoting fire. Here's the top of the package. We had the barcode, the QR code, still don't know where that goes. And then here on the back, you can see some little punch-ins on different details. And then we have the guys right here with some nice, I like the water effects on the ground. And this looks really, really cool. So let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look at the Search and Rescue Firefighter. Oh man, we've got so much to go through. There are so many accessories with this guy, but we're going to start off here. It does look like he comes with one of those thermal blankets that you always see kind of wrapped around people in emergency situations, first responder situations. That's pretty cool. That's going a little extra there, and Hasbro went the extra mile with that. We have a couple of really small axes. These may be repaints from some that we've gotten before. I'm not sure. I don't have my G.I. Joes currently displayed in my office behind me any longer. You guys have seen that change to a more 80s era collection behind me for the time being. So I don't have my Joes out, so I can't just run off and go grab one and compare. But we have another larger axe, and here they are compared in size to one another. We also have a very small little hammer, handheld hammer, which is really neat, about the same size as this right here. And then we have a larger hammer, different size heads on there. And this is a large sledgehammer, and then compared to the large axe, they're about roughly the exact same. And then for the rest of his gear, we do have his big like jaws of life. Now I thought maybe potentially like this part was new, because I remember this from Ripper. I remember at least the handle and the head, but no, I believe this entire piece is just a repaint from Ripper. And I don't know like if they had this planned to do and then designed this for the firefighter and said, well, this is also what we'll give Ripper, or if they designed this for Ripper and then decided to give it to the firefighter. But I do love this orange color here on the back. It's spot on for, you know, like, I'm not going to say emergency medical equipment because I don't know. I don't work in that field, so I don't know. But it does remind me of like, you know, one of the name brand like home gardening and lawn care colors that are used for, I don't know, is it Husqvarna? I'm not sure, but that color is kind of like spot on. I love the detail of this thing. You get a little soft wire here. It's the same one we saw with Ripper, no different. The jaws of life here are movable. If you move one, they move in tandem, and then you do have this little posable handle right here. So this is a very nice piece of equipment that we've seen before, the exhaust port here, and it's painted very nicely. I really love that accessory. Next up, we have his firefighter helmet, and I don't know the if there's like a reason for 609. I'm not sure what that is, but you see there's got some gold paint here on the top, the yellow around the sides. This is a really nice piece. You've got like kind of like this olive tan color neck protection flap hanging down in the back, a little chin strap that'll go around the bottom of their chin. We also have this nice little gas mask here. I'm not sure why my camera is going in and out of focus today. Typically it's locked. But we have this little ring on the back, and that's painted red. Have the clear visor in the front, and then the red on the front, little hits of silver here and there. And we're going to put this on the two different heads and see how that goes. We also have this tank, which I think is new because I don't remember this shape before with G.I. Joe Classified series, but you see it's got like, you know, looks like we can breathable air, 300 Barry, 350 PSI. Man, my eyes are terrible. But that's really cool with the nice decals on there. We then get, one more piece of equipment I almost left off. It was some sort of pry bar. I'm assuming this has like like an actual name that I probably don't know, but it's roughly the same size as the axe and the large sledgehammer. And then we do have a pair of clear translucent goggles that I'm assuming is made to fit on the head, not over the helmet. So we're going to kit the characters out with that. And then we do have two heads here. And, you know, I'm trying to see, I believe they're the exact, it's possible they're the exact same sculpt, just painted different. And I think they're both painted beautifully, very nicely, with this sort of like olive tan color all the way around. So let's get the full firefighter up on the rotating base and take a closer look. And here we have the firefighter, pretty much just how he comes out of the package. He doesn't have any gear sort of like put on him at all. He does come with his like harness already pre-applied. It is a separate piece. It is removable, but it would require you to like heat the character up and like pop him apart at the upper torso at least to be able to get that off. I love the sculpt here. I love the bagginess, but also the tight fitting of the clothes. Like what I mean by that is like, yes, the clothes are baggy, but they're still sort of like close to the figure's like body underneath. You can it looks like there is heat protection and padding. And it looks like these two garments are thick, but they also don't look like they restrict movement very much. I do love the color scheme here. Not a lot going on, but you do get sort of like this reflective silvery, you know, paint hits all over the character, which I think is really nice. And now that I've gotten all the stuff out and messed around with it and played around with it and see the two heads, I'm probably going to need another one of these guys. So I'm going to probably be tracking down, you know, I need to have at least two firefighters for background stuff, I guess. But yeah, this guy looks fantastic. So let's get him off the rotating base and punch in on some of those details. And here he is up close and personal. I do love this head sculpt, and they're both very easy to pop on and off, no problem. Like I said, this is a separate piece here, and here it's all one piece. Just like the anime. So you would just, if you wanted to take it off for whatever reason, you could just pop apart this upper torso and probably pull the whole thing off. But we have some nice little hits of silver right here, which I'm assuming is where the face mask is going to plug in. And then we have a nice little hit right here and tempo of like an air gauge or some sort of gauge that he can see. Have little gray pockets sculpted onto the lower part of this, which is nice. Again, you can see some of that reflective silver paint, and then the bagginess of the pants. Now, as far as the articulation goes, this guy can look up pretty far and lean down pretty far, and you do have like lots of room for mobility and movement because you have a ball peg here and then a ball and peg down in the chest. Again, we can get those arms up really high, hit that T-pose. Arms can go all the way around. We have the upper bicep swivel, and then we have the double jointed pinless elbows. And even with the baggy clothes, we can close that gap really, really hard. Hasbro just can't seem to help themselves when it comes to hands. Even this guy's got basically trigger fingers because look, the finger is out. They just can't help themselves. Every hand has to hold a gun, both in, G.I. Joe Classified series, where at least it makes more sense, but also in Star Wars Black Series. Geez, they just can't help themselves. He can only bend forward about that far, but it kind of makes sense. He can only lean back about that far because it looks like the back of this harness, which is pretty substantial around the back, does sort of like keep it from leaning back. No drop down hips really to speak of. We've got that upper thigh cut. Leg can go forward that far, but it starts pushing up this bottom piece right here that hangs down low. But again, I mean, you're not gonna, well, maybe you would. Maybe you'd have a firefighter like kicking in a door. So legs can go out to the side that far. And I guess we do have some sort of drop down because when I do that, it doesn't want to go back. So there's something going on in there. And then leg can go back that far. You have double jointed pinless knees, and they can only go back that far, but not because they start bumping into each other, but because of the way this bottom part of the leg is cut. If it was cut a little bit further down, I figure you would get more range of motion there. And then you do have a boot cut, which is perfectly hidden where the pants stop and the boots start. So you have swivel there, hinge, and then forward facing pin. So as far as getting this guy kitted out, I think there's a couple of ways we can go about it. So we can put the goggles on and the helmet. I believe you can probably do both of these at the same time, I would imagine. Maybe you can. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. It's a little finicky, but yeah, you can do both of these at the same time. You just want to be careful with where all the little straps and stuff is. So it's a little harder to do, and this isn't perfect, but yeah, you can do those two at the same time. All right, and then let's do the gas mask here. So let's put this on, and that goes on very easy. These like plug together. So let's get this plugged in there. Pretty easy to do. And then there is the gas mask, and then let's see what we can do here. Ooh, it looks like we may have to, how do you want to go about this? Because of the chin strap. I guess with this, probably the easiest thing to do would be to leave this chin strap off and maybe put that on like that. And I think that's just easiest to do. Otherwise, I don't know here. What would you do? Would you put this on first? I know this is gonna, you guys are gonna be like, what in the crap is he doing? Why would he even attempt that? And then, I don't know, like, then put this on? Gosh, why am I making this so much harder for myself? And then push it back. I don't know. I don't know what's the best way to get the chin strap around the chin, but then the gas mask on. I don't even know if you would wear both of those at the same time. If we have any firefighters in the comments, let me know. Let me know why I'm being so stupid here. But yeah, otherwise maybe maybe there is no additional headgear, you could always just go gas mask and have them going in like this. Either way, I think it looks great. And then let's mess around here. So this is keyed into a certain direction, so you want to do that. And even the arrow tells you which way to point, so we're pointing up. And then, you know, if you wanted to give this guy, you know, let's say his axe. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. I'm not very ambidextrous. I'm not. And then now, of course, my dog wants to get up and walk across the floor as loudly as possible. But there you have it. There you have a search and rescue ready to bust down the door and go save some people in need. And I think that looks really, really cool. Man, I got to tell you, this is a really, really fun figure. And it really makes me excited to get the police officer as well, because I know he is very similarly outfitted and kitted out with the same sort of, you know, a lot of equipment. It's definitely a deluxe release. So I'm very excited to get that figure in hand. But man, this figure is great. There's a lot of posability. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of display options here with this. And I definitely think I am going to pick up a second one to have two of these guys on my shelf. I love the equipment. I love everything he comes with. I think maybe what would have been really fun is maybe if they had, you know, not given us maybe like the smaller axes or the smaller like hammer, maybe if they give us like the front end of a water hose with like just a little bit of length of hose with like maybe a water splash effect coming out. I think that could have been nice, but maybe this isn't like strictly a fighter. I mean, they go out so far as to say on the package, this is search and rescue. So maybe they're not putting out the fires. These are the guys that are going in and like finding the people and bringing them out. But yeah, I love the stuff that he comes with. I love the way he looks. He has a very cool look to him. I love the different head options. And yeah, man, like this is a really solid release. And like I said, one that, you know, like a good movie, you come out of a good movie and you want to see it again a second time. Like this guy is so good that I really want to get a second one. And I typically don't do that. I'm a one and done kind of person. I get one, put the guy on my shelf, and I'm good to go. But this guy, I could see two of them at the same time being displayed in different ways. Makes for a really good search and rescue team. But you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about this guy. Is he on your radar? Are you picking him up? You skipping? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over on Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.